to sing and cry with so much emotion. As she sang, her hair began to flow and rise up. She became scared and stopped singing, wondering what happened. The hair became flat immediately. She tried to sing again, but nothing happened. Just then, she saw a shiny figure approaching her from the wall. She was shocked and didn't know if she should scream or she should shout or keep quiet. Tubia was very excited to see the long-lost princess standing before him. "Please, can you explain to me? How am I a princess when my mother isn't a queen?" Goldie asked. "Philly is not your real mother. She stole you from White Town to get revenge on your birth mother," Tubia explained. "How can I believe you? What you are saying is very serious," Goldie said. "I housed your lazy mother and grandma in my home after they told me they needed to relocate and were lost, but it was a lie. I later found out that they were banished for trying to poison your birth mother's voice, and they were also missing on the same night they disappeared from my house," Tubia explained. "No wonder my mother has refused to let me go outside. She always locks me up and never lets me interact with my mates," Goldie said bitterly. "She doesn't want to risk anyone finding out who you are. Quick, you must escape and head over to White Town," Tubia said. "But I can't leave you here," Goldie said. "Quick, you must leave. I'll be fine," Tubia said. Just then, Goldie saw shadows casting over her, and she looked back. Her mother and Didi were looking at her with an evil smirk on their face. "How did you manage to get the key?" Philly asked. "Mom, please let this man go. Why did you lock him up?" Goldie asked. "Shut your mouth. We have provided you with everything, but I blame myself for letting that happen. We should have thrown you in a dungeon all these years," Philly said. "Why? Because I'm not your daughter?" Philly asked. Philly and Didi's eyes widened in shock. "And who told you that?" Didi asked. She suddenly realized it must be Tubia, and she turned to him angrily. "I see you found out everything. Now you must die," she said. "What? No!" Goldie yelled. "Shut it, you swine," Didi said and held Goldie. Philly quickly brought out an injection from her pocket and stabbed Goldie in the neck. Goldie fell on the floor immediately and passed out. "No!" Tubia yelled, but there was nothing he could do. "You monster! How dare you do that to the princess?" "Relax, she's not dead, just sedated. I still need her, so she can't die. You, however, will have to die for showing up in our lives and letting Goldie know the truth," Didi said. "Why is your heart so black? And where did you see the money to get this mansion?" Tubia asked. "None of your business," Didi said, and they dragged Goldie to a prison in her room and chained her there. After some hours, Goldie woke up, looking around and wondering where she was. She was scared and afraid and wondered what would happen to her. Suddenly, the door opened and Philly walked in. "Mom, why are you doing this to me?" Goldie cried. "Shut up, I am not your mother and I will never be. You are my prisoner now and you remain here for the rest of your life." "Please let me go, I beg you," Goldie cried. "Too bad," Philly laughed and pulled Goldie's hair roughly. She cut it with a scissor. "Ow, that hurts," Goldie cried, but Philly didn't care. "Why did you cut my hair?" Goldie cried. "Because this is your only usefulness," Philly answered. Goldie was amazed to see her hair turn to gold in Philly's hands. "My hair turns to gold? Wait a minute, is that where you get your money from?" Goldie asked. "Of course, she dummy. I don't have to work because I have you," Philly said. "You're a horrible woman," Goldie spat, and Philly gave her a dirty slap across the face. "You are lucky you are useful, or you would have been dead. Stupid girl," Philly said and left. "I can't believe this. Why is there even a dungeon here? Who would save me and the poor man?" Goldie asked herself, but she had no answers. She didn't know what to do and began to sing and cry with so much emotion. As she sang, her hair began to flow and rise up. She became scared and stopped singing, wondering what happened. The hair became flat immediately. She tried to sing again, but nothing happened. Just then, she saw a shiny figure approaching her from the wall. She was shocked and didn't know if she should scream or she should shout or keep quiet. The woman was incredibly beautiful with long blonde hair and she looked perfect. She was too good to be true. "Who are you?" Goldie asked. "I am Atlantia, your guardian angel. Do not be scared. I am here to help you," the angel said. "Please get me out of here," Goldie begged. "You are going to have to do that yourself, but I'm going to guide you. If you notice, your hair flew around. That is because you have enchanted hair," the angel explained. "Enchanted hair? What does that mean?" Goldie asked. "It means your hair has powers and there are different grades of enchanted hair, and yours is the highest. Your birth mother has enchanted hair, and you are also an original daughter of the town. You carry the power of two daughters in you, and that is why your hair turns to gold. The angel explained. I don't understand, Goldie said in confusion. There's a town called White Town, and the daughter can only be born once every 10 years. They could only give birth to sons in that town, and that meant the men had to go out of the town to have wives to marry. Now your mother was one of the lucky daughters born. The family of the girl was always spoiled by the king because she's an original daughter of the town, unlike the others that came from other villages to marry the sons, the angel explained. I understand clearly now, but why was I stolen? Goldie asked. Well, Philly is also an original daughter and was supposed to be betrothed to the prince, but the prince picked your mother Whitney instead, and Philly got angry and poisoned her voice, the angel explained. That's horrible, Goldie said. Philly and her mother were banished from town, and your mother married the prince. Now, after your mother was born, in the next 10 years, another original daughter was not born, which got everyone confused. But your mother, who is an original daughter, had you when she was 20 years. An original daughter gave birth to another original daughter. You carry the power of the original daughter that wasn't born a year after your mother, and that is why your hair is so powerful, the angel explained. I understand now, Goldie said. Good. Now your voice has the power to put the guards to sleep because your mother has the house heavily guarded. Also, your hair has the power to unlock the door, but you must sing with emotion and channel your pain into your voice. Then your hair will hear your voice and help you. You must hurry. Philly would soon be back. I have prepared a white horse for you outside, the angel said and disappeared. Goldie immediately stood up and began to sing. She poured out her heart into the song, and her hair spread all the way to the door and unlocked it. Goldie quickly ran out of the room and fetched her cat Nova. She saw a white horse and was about to climb on it when she remembered the old man. She was about to turn back when she saw Philly running towards her. She decided she would come back for him later and jumped on the horse, and he galloped away. Philly got into her car with Didi and gave Goldie a hot chase. Seeing that the horse was passing tight corners that she couldn't, Philly brought out a gun and shot at Goldie, and the bullet hit her on her arm. She groaned in pain, but just as Philly was about to shoot her again, Goldie's hair gave power to the horse, and the horse began to fly. Goldie and Didi stopped the car and looked in wonder as the horse flew into the sky. They were too shocked to do anything. As the horse flew, Goldie held her arm in pain while Nova tried to comfort her. Enchanted hair, help me. I don't know how far your powers can go, but please heal me, Goldie said, starting to get weak. The breeze blew her hair and it touched her wound. Her wound began to dry up, and Goldie and Nova looked in wonder. Isn't this amazing? Goldie laughed, amazed at how powerful her hair can be. Her strength suddenly came back, and she laughed as she enjoyed the view of the clouds. The horse flew very quickly, and after about 5 hours, they got to White Town and the horse landed. Goldie got down and patted the horse on the head. Thank you, she said, and the horse flew away. Goldie was glad to be in her bed town and couldn't wait to find her parents. She was amazed as she walked through White Town, admiring the white exterior of the whole place. Everyone stared at her as she walked by. They had never seen such a beautiful girl with long golden hair before. Goldie was hungry and she cut some of her hair and asked around for the nearest gold store. She sold it and got some money to feed herself and Nova. She didn't know how to find her mother, so she went to the town square and asked for Queen Whitney. She was told she just couldn't see the queen, but she decided to go to the palace anyway. She was directed and stood in front of the gate and demanded to enter inside, but the guards wouldn't let her. She closed her eyes and began to sing a sweet melody, and all the guards outside fell asleep. She walked into the magnificent palace and stood face to face with the woman with long beautiful hair and blue eyes. It was as if time became still, and they both stared at each other, not saying a word. Goldie could feel it in her heart that the woman standing in front of her was her mother. The woman ran towards her and pulled her sleeves. She had a gold birthmark on the lower part of her shoulder. Whitney immediately knew that that was her daughter, and she hugged her as tears fell from her eyes. She couldn't believe that her long-lost daughter was standing in front of her. Goldie was welcomed into the palace as the long-lost princess. Philly was searched for, but they couldn't find her at the mansion. She had fled with her mother and was on the run. Unfortunately, Tubia couldn't make it because he was killed by Philly and her mother. However, he was given a befitting burial. Goldie found happiness again, and she learns to utilize her power for the good of White Town.